Hello, welcome to Emerald Lake. Hi, I'm Raven. Sorry for some of the tech issues there. I started up and I was ready to go, and then everything crashed, and I was like, what the heck? And I had to wait. I could do nothing until the computer is cooperating, so it was very upset. And then, yes, the rain got very loud there because I was adjusting something else on OBS, and OBS was like, oh, you're touching something? Let me just randomly change volume of a thing. Because, haha, it's doing that. It keeps doing that to me. But okay, we're here. Oh no. Yes, I think that would be my body saying, this isn't working out. Let's go bed and reset. Let's get away from whatever gestures vaguely streaming direction. Let's give up on whatever that is. Reset and see if it's better in a bit. But hellos. Hopefully it is all goods from here out. Okay. First off, I want to say hello to my frogs. If you did not know, we have over on the big rock, Kiru, the big frog. And we have on the farthest left, so he's the little guy on the one alone on the left antler. Do this way, that side. That is Gamakichi, and those are our only named frogs so far. So if you have a name for a frog, let's give them names. let's flush out our little buddies that join us for the more wholesome of the fairy tales and all of that. Ooh, we've already got a trigger word because it's generium. I'm over here eating my corn cob the long way and drinking my Sprite horizontally. The hell does that mean? I'm so scared. Bert and Ernie is the perfect names for the little duo at the other side. I love them. Yay! Bert and Ernie. I love it. And Fudgetator says, I think that's a crime. I'm guessing to the trigger word. The eating corn cob the long way and drinking Sprite horizontally. I think you're right, Fudgetator, but you know what? I'm not gonna do anything about it. Generium gonna do what Generium gonna do. I eat the center of the cob. Lahonk, you violent. Oh yes, and Lahonk was our naming of the loner frog there, Gamakichi. But okay, Generium says Bert and Ernie. I have to take note. Bert and Ernie. In a heart. Because that is our names, and that is from Generium. Yay! Join the bonk side, young frogs. No! No! They will not join you in your violence. But hello! Thank you for joining us, Scripturient Muse? Not sure how to say it, but thank you for the follow. Welcome. Hi, Turt. Hello. We just have the one left that sits on my head. No one wants to name the central little head frog. He is hat. Okay. Raven, you are outstanding and phenomenal. Plus, you are worthy of all the nice things that come your way in life. Ah, thank you. Lahonk, you can't name another frog, can you? But I do like Kermit. Kermit's a good idea. Kermit is good. BTW last night, I think I was asleep before you finished the first story. Yay! You did say, ooh, Gizmo. I like Gizmo too. There's so many cute names. Okay. I think I will go with Gizmo from Brian because Lahonk, you already named one. Gamakichi is yours. But Gizmo is the central. I'll do Gizmo. Gizmo! Yee! From Brian. Yay! Okay. Ah! Vegetator told me we have similar vibes, so I should check you out. Ooh, does that mean we need to give you a shout? I need to go see script your muse. I know you're muse, but I'm like, whenever I do the Rob from Generium. Sorry. Right. The whoa, my brain left. Come back. Bring back the thought. Bring back the train of thought. Nope. Yes. Okay, I should check you out. I wanted to say that I always say the full name when we first meet them. When we get a follow, I always say it on the stream, which means that people with very interesting names always get a good shout out there. We all have a good giggle. But now I'll just call you Muse. Lahonk, why do you bonk Brian? Brian is so sweet. Do not bonk Brian out of your jealousy. Stop that. Bad. I patted you back. Bap bap. Okay. Do. Vegetator is wise. I do get the impression that Tater Dude is very wise. Okay. Lots of slaps. Thank you, Cage, for slapping. Because Lahonk, of course, slapped you. Little slap fights. Little pout. Of course you pout. Lahonk. Hello, Finn. Hello. Ooh, Brian, you've got a 12. Nice. It's a mouthful. Scripturient. Yeah. That does, it very much helps. I appreciate the phonetic spellings of things, like, lay it out for me. There's so many times when we have such interesting stuffs going on. Oh, hi, Ghosty. Thanks for joining us. I will hydrate now. Do. I have done. Thank you. My goodness, we have everybody come in so fast. That makes me feel so good after we had such a weird start with the tech being weird. Thank you for sending that shout out. Yes, we needed that one. But hello. Hello, everyone. And oh, Brian hugged the honk. Very nice. That's good. Dumda says, now play nice, children, or else no McDonald's. Just makes me think of John Mulaney. One black coffee. Anyway. Okay. Ooh. No. There's only 9% love. Aw. Hope your day's been going well. Honestly, no. We're gonna go with not really. But it's doing good now. Everybody popped right in. I appreciate it lots. I see Riz level. Only 9. Yes. Very sad. Lots of hugs. More hugs. Good. Do the hugs. I think there's a little bit of a cooldown waiting for the hug for me, but thank you for attempt of hug, Turtle Boy. Looking forward to more Folktales today. Yes! Which reminds me, okay, so Flynn has redeemed something already, but I think we will jump into the story first. These ones are so fast, so we will be getting to the redeems quick. Don't you worry, as long as I stop getting distracted by all this lovely chat. But I needed this. I needed a good hellos from everyone. I did. 91% love between Brian and Obsidian. Yay! Thank you for all the loves bought between us. Thank you. 53. That's not good. Turtle Boy, that's not right. And there, your hug went through. Yay! Let's go. Riz of 77. Hey, that's pretty good. All right. Of course, I mean, you're the person. I hope I am helpful, but I don't know if I'm the. But anyway, Flino says apostrophe. Sorry, I'm sure that was a typo, but it makes me think that you're like doing a little hand up kind of a thing. It's just like a little hello. Okay, finished my own stream before I rolled in, so I gotta find some food. Yes, yes, go take care of yourself, Cage. Go look after yourself. Okay, and then let me violence. Stop violence! No! Even the chatbot says no. Your attempts to bonk and slap have been shut down. I said it before and I'll say it again. Your personality is wonderful. Thank you. I'm appreciating so much of your guys' love right now. My goodness. Okay, and then Foster D was accident. I knew it, but it's cute. Okay, now we have a very. I'm not sure how to do this one, but I want to say I'm terrified and love your little Quagsire emote there. What is going on? Okay, I have no idea how to say this. That looks terrifying. But okay, here we go. Speaking of phonetic spelling, epicaricacy. No, I missed that. Epicaricacy. Epicaricacy? I think? Okay, with that, we go. You genuinely, immediately boosted my mood. Oh, I'm glad you guys are helping me too. Aw, you're so nice. Oh my god. Ha. We did need this. Okay. And now we've got all our frogs named too. This is a good little day. Okay. So if you didn't know, we're back on to the classic fairy tales. But we finished off the red, blue, and green fairy tale books after like the first, the most popular fairy tales. So now, I could have gone into even more fairy tale like collection books that are also on the thing, but I went with folktales, and we are beginning with the Native American folktales. So, yesterday I started reading the Old Indian Legends anthology there, and we're going to keep going with that. Now, we noticed last time it was mostly stories about Iktomi, and that means that this is a Lakota Sioux collection from what we can tell. This one doesn't seem to be Iktomi Central, but it's probably from the same spot, and it does have the Dakotas listed again, so like that's what we're going into. So here we go. The first story is called The Tree Bound. I do not have the text up yet, so no, wait, not that one. That's the one we edit. Okay. The Tree Bound. And for whatever reason, the titles on this set, they don't really show much for like capitalization, so I'm taking random stabs at some of this. But anyway, okay, The Tree Bound. It was a clear summer day. The blue, blue sky dropped low over the edge of the green, level land. A large yellow sun hung directly overhead. The singing of birds filled the summer space between earth and sky with sweet music. Again and again sang a yellow-breasted birdie, "Coda ni Dakota." He insisted upon it, "Coda ni Dakota," which was "Friend, you're a Dakota. Friend, you're a Dakota." Perchance the birdie meant the Avenger with the magic arrow, who we met in the last story. For there across the plain he strode. He was handsome in his paint and feathers, proud with his great buckskin quiver on his back and a long bow in his hand. Afar to an eastern camp of cone-shaped teepees he was going. There over the Indian village hovered a large red eagle threatening the safety of the people. Every morning rose this terrible red bird out of a high chalk bluff, and spreading out his gigantic wings soared slowly over the round campground. Then it was that the people, terror-stricken, ran screaming into their lodges, covering their heads with their blankets. They sat trembling with fear. No one dared to venture out till the red eagle had disappeared beyond the west, where meet the blue and green. I want to interject here. Most of the stories, like, I'm not used to Lakota Sioux stories, so this has all been like very interesting to like learn new stuff. And I have a lot of gaps in a lot of stuff anyway, but I'm used to eagles always being like the bros, the dudes, the hero, that dude, he's our guy. Go eagle, man. But like, so for them to be scared of an eagle, even though it's like a giant red eagle, which I don't know the significance of it being big and red of eagle, but anyway, I'm not used to eagle being a bad guy or in any way scary. Eagle's like our guy. What do you mean? Since when? But it's fun. Hi, Darkstorm. Stop recruiting Lahong. Jeez. Although Flynn is doing a mild version of the violence with a nice bite. Okay. Um. He. I'm doing all right now. Everybody's chat and love and support has helped lots. Um. Our guy. I don't know how else to say it. It's like he's your hero in the story. He's our good guy. If Raven is trickster, Eagle is like logic and reason and not tricky track. Like he's just good. He's like, I'm on it. Responsible. Woo. He's the dude. Anyway, I don't know how else to say. Stop it. Stop it, Lahonk. I will not join the bonk side in my own stream. I must be the responsible dude. Eagles kind of used to have humans on the menu at times. It's true, but like, this is where I'm like, it's so funny to be in a different like space than what is bear and mouse. Oh, like it's not like just each animal is the thing. It's just that like in the stories in different places, stories that I've heard, different folktale groupings, the characters are raven, eagle, maybe frog. Like you have specific characters and they have their own storyline and you follow these people and they're kind of their own caricatures. You've got the trickster and the hero and the villain and the whatever. And Eagle was always good guy. Side on your side, dude. So this is just funny when he's on the other side over here. But also it's not a he, it's not a singular character. It's like this weird, specific, large red eagle. And anyway, okay. Fun little side. We'll regroup. Okay. All right. In vain tried the chieftain of the tribe to find among his warriors a powerful marksman who could send a death arrow to the man-hungry bird. At last, to urge his men to their utmost skill, he bade his crier proclaim a new reward. Woohoo! Oh, your slap didn't work, and your roll was a sad. I'm sorry, Darkstorm. But you did your best to fight back against Lahonk. And Pudgy Tater, considering Lahonk gone done and slapped you, feel free to fight back. Give Lahonk his due. Okay, where was... Oh yes, there's a new reward. Oh, we're going very fairy tales here. Of the chieftain's 2 beautiful daughters, he would have his choice, who brought the dreaded red eagle with an arrow in its breast. So defeat the big eagle, and you get the leader's pretty daughter. So like, very much same. Defeat the beast, get a pretty lady. Kind of quest. Here we go. Oh, look at Brian gassing us up again. Hey, Chad, just so you know, you are spectacular and fantastic. Oh, thank you, Brian. You're the raven, represent wisdom and guidance. Yes, in this group, but also represent lack of brain cells sometimes too. Okay, focusing. Ooh, he's gonna get the babe. Yes. Okay. Upon hearing these words, the men of the village, both young and old, both heroes and cowards, trimmed new arrows for the contest. At grey dawn there stood indistinct under the shadow of the bluff many human figures. Not fingers, what? Silent as ghosts and wrapped in robes girdled tight around about their waists, they waited with chosen bow and arrow. Some cunning old warriors stayed not with the group. They crouched low upon the open ground, but all eyes alike were fixed upon the top of the high bluff. Breathless they watched for the soaring of the red eagle. From within the dwellings many eyes peeped through the small holes of the front lapels of the tepee. With shaking knees and hard-set teeth, the women peered out upon the Dakota men prowling about with bows and arrows. At length, when the morning sun also peeped over the eastern horizon at the armed Dakotas, the red eagle walked out upon the edge of the cliff. Pluming his gorgeous feathers, he ruffled his neck and flapped his strong wings together. Then he dived into the air. Slowly he winged his way over the round campground, over the men with their strong bows and arrows. In an instant the long bows were bent. Strong, straight arrows with red feathered tips sped upward to the blue sky. Slowly moved those indifferent wings, untouched by the poison-beaked arrows. Off to the west, beyond the reach of arrow, beyond the reach of eye, the red eagle flew away. So yeah, you can't touch me, hee hee hee, ha ha. Darkstorm, I'm lost on that. Hee hee, I know that you don't know that I don't know that you know. What? Red eagle gonna get it. We lurking and working. I'm so happy to have caught you today. Aw, thank you, Ghosty. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for thanking me. It's cute. I appreciate you very much. Go ahead and lurk away. Everybody's going off with the bonks and the rizzes. Ooh, Vet got a 98. Blew everybody out of the water today. He got the best riz. Congrats. Ooh, okay. Vet, would you mind setting us on emote only? Turtle Boy has redeemed emotes only, please. Let's go with it. Slap everyone. Didn't work. Oops. Bratty kind of one. Okay, I will say that we have redeemed emote only. 10 minutes. Put it on the clock. All right. A sudden clamor of high-pitched voices broke the deadly stillness of the dawn. The women talked excitedly about the invulnerable red of the eagle's feathers, while the would-be heroes sulked within their wigwams. Heh heh heh, groaned the chieftain. Is that an Uno reverse one? Those are cute. Check out our Uno reverse. Someone dropped the frog. No, I will. If this was supposed to make me not distracted, oops. There's ours. But anyway, okay. Alright, focus. Alright. On the evening of the same day sat a group of hunters around a bright burning fire. They were talking of a strange young man whom they spied while out upon a hunt for deer beyond the bluffs. They saw the stranger taking aim, following the point of his arrow with their eyes. They beheld a herd of buffalo. The arrow sprang from the bow. It darted into the skull of the foremost buffalo. But unlike other arrows, it pierced through the head of the creature, spinning in the air, lit into the next buffalo head. One by one the buffalo fell upon the sweet grass they were grazing. With straight, quivering limbs they lay on their sides. The young man stood calmly by, counting on his fingers the buffalo as they dropped dead to the ground. When the last one fell, he ran thither and picking up his magic arrow, wiped it carefully on the soft grass. He slipped it into his long fringed quiver. I want to make 2 points. That this arrow is, like everybody that's seen the Guardians of the Galaxy whistle arrow. It's working like that, but he doesn't even have to whistle, and he's just counting how many die. Look, what's my count at? And then, 2, I just kind of like that it's this folk tale, and we've read different versions of it. Usually the language is so, pared down. It's, the most base, because it's direct translate, word for word, as best they can translate. And then nobody's putting in any effort for, synonyms that are, fancier, between the different stories. Whereas this one, they have running hither and thither, which I've only read in these old fairy tales. So it's kind of fun that we're using it in the folk tales because, like, this is where it was collected. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. Anyway, okay, so he goes and he gets his arrow, puts it in a quiver. He is going to make a feast for some hungry tribe of men or beasts, cried the hunters among themselves as they hastened away. They were afraid of the stranger with the sacred arrow. When the hunter's tale of the stranger's arrow reached the ears of the chieftain, his face brightened with a smile. He sent forth fleet horsemen to learn of him, his birth, his name, and his deeds. If he is the avenger with the magic arrow, sprung up from the earth out of a clot of buffalo blood, bid him come hither. Let him kill the red eagle with his magic arrow. Let him win for himself one of my beautiful daughters, he said to his messengers, for the old story of the badger's man-son was known all over the level lands. So yeah, that was the last story that we ended on last time. The bear and the badger story. The badger and the bear. That was the title of it. Where the badger was doing stuff and a bear knocked on the door and just came in and took the food. And the badger family was being generous, but eventually the bears they took the house, they kicked them out, they were aggressive. And when the badgers were trying to get back in, they couldn't figure it out. But eventually, yeah, they got this Avenger guy that came out of the ground and helped them. But all right. And this is our Dakota Brave, the Avenger that is out to help everybody, that has the magic arrow. All right. Now it chanced that immortal Iktomi fully recovered from the brown burnt spots. Oh yeah, that was a whole other thing. He hung out with some different birds and was like, oh, I want to be like you. And every time he would like try and then do something else that they said you can't do if you're going to be like us. And so he would turn back into himself, and then he met a deer, and the deer has the little brown spots on his face, and he was like, I want to have those. I want to be like you. And the deers tricked him, and they tricked a trickster. Good for them. They basically just burnt him underground. And then everyone saw his spirit flying up, and it was like, oh, did he just die? And the other person's like, I think he did. It was fun. But okay, so now Iktomi's back. Here we go. He is fully recovered from the brown burnt spots. It chanced that he overheard the people talking. At once he was filled with a new desire. If only I had the magic arrow, I would kill the red eagle and win the chieftain's daughter for a wife, he said in his heart. Back to his lonely wigwam he hastened. Beneath a tree in front of his teepee he sat upon the ground with chin between his drawn-up knees. His keen eyes scanned the wide plain. He was watching for the Avenger. He is coming, said the people. He is coming, said the people, muttered old Iktomi. That's funny. So he's telling a story to himself like that. He is coming, said the people. All of a sudden, he raised an open palm to his brow and peered afar into the west. The summer sun hung bright in the middle of a cloudless sky. There, across the green prairie, was a man walking barefooted toward the east. Ha-ha, 'tis he, the man with the magic arrow, laughed Iktomi. And when the bird with the yellow breast sang loud again, Coda ni Dakota, friend, you're a Dakota, Iktomi put his hand over his mouth as he threw his head far backward, laughing at both the bird and man. He is your friend, but his arrow will kill one of your kind. He is a Dakota, but soon he'll grow into the bark on this tree. Ha ha ha, he laughed again. The young Avenger walked with swaying strides, nearer and nearer toward the lonely wigwam and tree. Iktomi heard the swish, swish of the stranger's feet through the tall grass. He was passing now behind the tree, when Iktomi, springing to his feet, called out, How, my friend? I see you are dressed in handsome deerskins, and have red paint on your cheeks. You are going to some feast or dance, may I ask? Seeing the young man only smiled, Iktomi went on. Seeing the young man only smiled, Iktomi went on, I think. I have not had a mouthful of food this day. have pity on me, young brave, and shoot yonder bird for me." With these words, Iktomi pointed toward the treetop, where sat a bird on the highest branch. The young avenger, always ready to help those in distress, sent an arrow upward, and the bird fell. In the next branch it was caught between the forked prongs. "My friend, climb the tree and get the bird. I cannot climb so high. I would get dizzy and fall." "Last time you climbed a tree," Iktomi, "you got caught in the branches and was stuck there while people stole your food." Anyway, okay. The avenger began to scale the tree. When Iktomi cried to him, "My friend, your beaded buckskins may be torn by the branches. Leave them safe upon the grass till you are down again." "You are right," replied the young man, quickly slipping off his long fringed quiver. Together with his dangling pouches and tinkling ornaments, he placed it on the ground. Now he climbed the tree unhindered. Soon from the top he took the bird. "My friend, toss me your arrow that I may have the honor of wiping it clean on soft deerskin," exclaimed Iktomi. "How?" said the brave, and threw the bird and arrow to the ground. At once Iktomi seized the arrow, rubbing it first on the grass and then on a piece of deerskin. He muttered indistinct words all the while. The young man, stepping downward from limb to limb, hearing the low muttering, said, "Iktomi, I cannot hear what you say." "Oh, my friend, I was only talking of your big heart." Again stopping over the arrow, Iktomi continued his repetition of charm words. grow fast to the bark of the tree," he whispered. Still the young man moved slowly downward. Suddenly, dropping the arrow and standing erect, Iktomi said aloud, Grow fast to the bark of the tree." Before the brave could leap from the tree, he became tight grown to the bark. So he became part of the tree. "Ooh-hoo-hoo." "Aha," laughed the bad Iktomi. "I have the magic arrow. I have the beaded buckskins of the great avenger." Hooting and dancing beneath the tree, he said, "I shall kill the red eagle. I shall wed the chieftain's beautiful daughter." "Oh, Iktomi, set me free," begged the tree-bound Dakota brave. But Iktomi's ears were like the fungus on a tree. He did not hear with them. Wearing the handsome buckskins and carrying proudly the magic arrow in his right hand, he started off eastward, imitating the swaying strides of the avenger. He walked away with a face turned slightly skyward. "Oh, set me free! I am glued to the tree like its own bark. Cut me loose!" moaned the prisoner. A young woman, carrying on her strong back a bundle of tightly bound willow sticks, passed near by the lonely tepee. She heard the wailing man's voice. She paused to listen to the sad words. Looking around, she saw nowhere a human creature. "It may be a spirit," thought she. "Oh, cut me loose, set me free! Iktomi has played me false. He has made me bark of his tree," cried the voice again. The young woman dropped her pack of firewood to the ground. With her stone axe, she hurried to the tree. There before her astonished eyes clung a young brave close to the tree. Too shy for words, yet too kind-hearted to leave the stranger tree-bound, she cut loose the whole bark. Like an open jacket, she drew it on the ground. With it came the young man also. "Oop, our 10 minutes are up." Emote shall be freed. But we're also just at the end of the story, so here we go. Free once more, he started away. Looking backward a few paces from the young woman, he waved his hand upward and downward before her face. This was a sign of gratitude, used when words failed to interpret strong emotion. When the bewildered woman reached her dwelling, she mounted a pony and rode swiftly across the rolling land, to the campground in the east, to the chieftain troubled by the red eagle. She carried her story. The end. So I guess we're probably going to see the next installment in a minute, because these ones, they've been pretty much in order. It's been very fun. Yeah, you got slapped. Ha ha ha, la honk. Ha ha ha, you got slapped and bonked. You got what was coming to you. It was like being held back the whole time, and the second Fett's arms got tired, he came out swinging. Really, though, Honk was immediately going. And thankfully, Darkstorm was like, "I'm not having much of this." That was funny at first, but quickly got old and just takes up chat. Yeah, it's fair. It's pretty much accurate. But that's why we've got the emote only. And if need be, I can make it happen as I choose. No one has to actually redeem it. But okay, there was the tree bound. And I'm thinking that we're going to see that woman go and tell the chief. At first I was like, if it was following the fairy tale rules, she would have been one of the daughters. And she would have been like, oh, I'ma get you. I'ma get you. Father, he be lying. That is not the guy that killed the eagle, or that guy stole that arrow. That is not the guy that should get one of us pretty daughters. Like, not cool. Don't give it to him. And it is fairly on brand that Iktomi tries and does all the trick, but he never wins. He just cannot get there. But okay. Yeah. I'm gonna guess that it's gonna get sorted out in the next story. I'm excited. Okay, we're gonna get to all the redeems now. Yay, yay, yay! Trigger times. Boop, boop, boop. Generium has yet another banger of a trigger word here. It sucks that men only care about personality. I, however, only care about the bazoingas. I hope I pronounced it with a proper weirdness. Wow! Right off the bat, your user is, and right off the bat, it is underwhelming. Hello, board the UFO. Welcome in. Sorry, the bot wasn't very nice to you there. Would have been killer if you came in with just a staggering number. Generium, nice. That's a pretty good Riz. There you go. Yeah, boy. Okay, I have done that one. We are going to do the posture check, hydrate, and stretch from Darkstorm and Feet Lover 69, haha. And then we'll go into those redeems. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Okay, good night, Darkstorm. Thank you, you're cute too. Alright, let's get our stretch. Oof. Very important. Okay. Adjust. How we sitting? I have crossed my shins, as they say in these stories. Okay, and now I will hydrate before we go into Tin and Plastic Jar from Flynn. Flynn, was it you that way long ago? I know at one point somebody was like, Tin and Plastic Jar, is there plastic in tin jar? And guess what? I just got a tin jar. Well, a tin can to put plastic into, so there will be a reverse. Sometimes you guys say things and I don't have it, but it will hold on in my brain for forever, and it's so fun. Okay. Tin and plastic jar. Here we go. Do. It wasn't you? Aw. I know someone did. It was so funny. I was like, you know what? That's such a thought. Raven will eventually create the anti-trigger equation. Does that mean that I'll just make a bunch of loud, very unpleasant noises? I feel like that's just life. I already did that ages ago. I will make the unfun noises just fine. But okay, tin and plastic jar. Let's make that visible already. And keep it nice and soft and nice. Okay, here it goes. And there was our tin and plastic jar. Huzzah. Okay. Thank you for that one. And now chain. Oh, wahoo, chain. Do. Alright. Oh, sorry. There is our chain. And now we'll do typing. My voice, my goodness. Okay, I think I will go to humming, and then we will do the dice and the page ruffling in the next little break. These are short enough stories that I'm not stressed out. You will have your redeem soon. Okay. Typing, yes. Let's get this moved around. All right.
Alright. Oh, my arm. Don't be mean. Oh no. Okay. Alright. There was our typing. Now, humming. I'll also do the quick hydrate Generium gave. Okay. And I'll do a little more. Just when Fetster gets dancing. Yeah, darn. Um. Alright, now is our humming. Yes, that was the Wellerman. I should update some of my songs, bring some new humming songs in that are safe to hum along. I don't want to get copyright smacked, but I'll get it. Oh, yep, I knew that we'd get to this. Okay, so the next story is called Shooting the Red Eagle, so we are definitely going to get the rest of the story. Shooting of the Red Eagle. I'm excited. Who's ready for this? I'm excited. Tell me, how did Iktomi lose this time? Okay. Okay. I'm ready. Little bouncy, excited. Gimme. Okay, here we go. A man in buckskin sat upon the top of a little hillock. The setting sun shone bright upon a strong bow in his hand. His face turned upward. No, turned the round. What? My brain just filled in words. I don't know what happened, and I'm going to go back. His face was turned toward the round campground at the foot of the hill. He had walked a long journey hither. He was waiting for the chieftain's men to spy him. I'm guessing that this is Iktomi pretending to be the Avenger. Okay. Soon 4 strong men ran forth from the center wigwam toward the hillock, where sat the man with a long bow. He is the Avenger come to shoot the red eagle, cried the runners to each other as they bent forward swinging their elbows together. They reached the side of the stranger, but he did not heed them. Proud and silent he gazed upon the cone-shaped wigwams beneath him. Spreading a handsomely decorated buffalo robe before the man, 2 of the warriors lifted him by each shoulder and placed him gently on it. There. Then the 4 men took, each, a corner of the blanket and carried the stranger with long, proud steps toward the chieftain's tepee. Ready to greet the stranger, the tall chieftain stood at this entrance doorway. "How, you are the Avenger with your magic arrow," said he, extending to him a smooth, soft hand. "How, great chieftain," replied the man, holding long the chieftain's hand. Entering the tepee, the chieftain motioned the young man to the right of the doorway, while he sat down opposite him with a center fire burning between them. Wordless, like a bashful Indian maid, the Avenger ate in silence. The food sat before him on the ground, in front of his crossed shins. When he had finished his meal, he handed the empty bowl to the chieftain's wife, saying, "Mother-in-law, here is your dish." "Ooh." "Han, my son," answered the woman, taking the bowl. With a magic arrow in his quiver, the stranger felt not the least too presuming in addressing the woman as his mother-in-law. Complaining of fatigue, he covered his face with his blanket, and soon within the chieftain's tepee he lay fast asleep. "The young man is not handsome after all," whispered the woman in her husband's ear. "Ooh, but after he has killed the red eagle, he will seem handsome enough," answered the chieftain. So that's another dig at Iktomi. Previously, the storyteller was giving him some sass in different ways, including that he has a very significant chin, apparently. And now they're saying that's not actually very attractive, this young man. But anyway. Okay. That night, the star men in their The star men in their burial procession in the sky reached the low northern horizon, before the center fires within the teepees had flickered out. The ringing laughter which had floated up through the smoke lapels was now hushed, and only the distant howling of wolves broke the quiet of the village. But the lull between midnight and dawn was short indeed. Very early the oval-shaped door flaps were thrust aside, and many brown faces peered out of the wigwams toward the top of the highest bluff. Now the sun rose up out of the east. The red-painted Avenger stood ready within the campground for the flying red eagle. He appeared, that terrible bird. He hovered over the round village, as if he could pounce down upon it and devour the whole tribe. When the first arrow shot up into the sky, the anxious watchers... The anxious watchers thrust a hand quickly over their half-uttered hinu. The second and the third arrows flew upward but missed by a wide space, the red eagle soaring with lazy indifference over the little man with the long bow. All his arrows he spent in vain. My blanket brushed my elbow and shifted the course of my arrow," said the stranger as the people gathered around him. So he's making excuses. Okay. During this happening, a woman on horseback halted her pony at the chieftain's teepee. It was no other than the young woman who cut loose the tree-bound captive. While she told the story, the chieftain listened with downcast face. I passed him on my way. He is near, she ended. Why didn't you both ride the same? Anyway, okay. Indignant at the bold impostor, the wrathful eyes of the chieftain snapped fire like red cinders in the night time. His lips were closed. At length to the woman, he said, "How you have done me a good deed." Then, with quick decision, he gave command to a fleet horseman to meet the avenger. "Clothe him in these my best buckskins," said he, pointing to a bundle within the wigwam. In the meanwhile, strong men seized Iktomi and dragged him by his long hair to the hilltop. There upon a mock-pillared grave they bound him hand and feet. Grown-ups and children sneered and hooted at Iktomi's disgrace. For a half-day he lay there, the laughing-stock of the people. Upon the arrival of the real avenger, Iktomi was released and chased away beyond the outer limits of the campground. On the following morning at daybreak, peeped the people out of half-open door. Okay, I am all of the yawning attacks. Goodness. Okay, peeped the people out of half-open door flaps. There again in the midst of the large campground was a man in beaded buckskins. In his hand was a strong bow and red-tipped arrow. Again the big red eagle appeared on the edge of the bluff. He plumed his feathers and flapped his huge wings. The young man crouched low to the ground. He placed the arrow on the bow, drawing a poisoned flint for the eagle. The bird rose into the air. He moved his outspread wings 1, 2, 3 times, and lo, the eagle tumbled from the great height and fell heavily to the earth. An arrow stuck in his breast. He was dead! So quick was the hand of the avenger, so sure his sight, that no one had seen the arrow fly from his long bent bow. In awe and amazement the village was dumb, and when the avenger, plucking a red eagle feather, placed it in his black hair, a loud shout of the people went up into the sky. Then hither and thither ran singing men and women, making a great feast for the avenger. Thus he won the beautiful Indian princess who never tired of telling her children the story of the big red eagle. The end. Good for him. We knew Iktomi would lose, but I wasn't quite expecting, my blanket got in the way of my shot. So that was fun. Okay. We're going to move on to Redeems Again. The next story is Iktomi and the turtles. So we are back to Iktomi probably just trying to eat different things. That was the central plots for most of them, was just how hungry Iktomi was. But okay. Here we go. He really thought the arrow would just do all the work. Well, people always said it was the magic arrow. So now we've been shown it is not just the arrow. There's more to it than that. But I love it. It's so great. Oh, not to be. Okay. Worked for Kikyo. I don't know this, but yeah. Hey, I mean, if you manage to get magic item, you might think that you just can use it. But I guess, oops, it was the bow that's magic this whole time. Inuyasha reference. That's even more the same thing for me. I'm like, I knew it was a reference. I don't know what. And then Inuyasha, don't know that either. that would be where I cannot be of use. But okay. Yeah. The bow's magic. The man is magic. Whatever it is. Iktomi, why do you think that you could just get it? Although the way that the story was written, it always did sound like everybody knew it was just the arrow. And it sure looked like it was just the arrow, the way it just went into the next buffalo. So I guess that's where it came from. She could shoot guided arrows, but the magic was hers, not the object's. Ooh! Then that's it exactly. Dang!
On the nose. Okay. All right. Let's move things about and do dice. Dice time. Oh, I'm not reading dice. There we go. All right. Hey, that was a nat 20, and I was gonna make it my last one. There you go. Oh, okay. Well, there is dice. I rolled like 4 10s. It was weird. I was like, okay, are we gonna get any other number? And then I got a nat 20. Yay. All right. Page ruffling. All right. Do. Ooh, 19. Almost as good as me. Here we go. Oh, Pudgy Tater got an 8. Oof. Frick. You tried. Okay, we're gonna start with the little book, stiff papers, and then fluffy big book. Big book. Pudgy Tater, I actually have
it's like I have the ruffling that I just did, and then I have page flipping. So just like the page turning part where it's just that. So 2 different redeems. Happy to do either. If that's what you're after. I got 2 of those. So there you go. And yes, the favorite part about the ruffling is that when I do it, the book smell just floofs into my face. Just poof. I knew you'd do that. Sold, lol. I'm glad you found it. Okay. Yeah, but whenever I do the fluffing one, then I get the book smell into my face. So I like to. Chain again. Come on back, Chain. Not always a bestseller, but today you're popular. Woohoo! You're gonna be popular. Yeah, dim a bit. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Okay, there is Chain. Now for beaded bracelet, I'm gonna turn up the mic volume a little bit because it is so quiet, like the brushes. There you go. Okay, and then I will go beaded bracelet. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then page flipping and keys, and then we'll go to the next story. Alright. I will do a stretch before I move on. Thank you, Genaria. Okay. Oh no. There you go. And again, I do the first book is a stiffer paper, little tiny booklet thing. and then the big fluffy book. Wait. There we go. There was our little book. Now the big fluffier one. There you go for page flipping. I hope that was what you were after. Okay. Keys. Do. Bring me keys. I feel bad now that I've swapped out my keys and the other keys just sit on the shelf like I used to have a job. I've been fired. But okay, here is keys. Okay, and there was our keys. So now I'll do a little stretch. Thank you. And I'll do the humming when we're done the next story. When we do those redeems, I'll start off with humming. But okay. Next story. Slow yawn, you got me even with your name. No, I just have my usual yawning attacks right now. Okay, so we have Iktomi and the Toto. Thank you for giving Yon a hug. Ya hug? Yon a hug. There you go. Jeez, Raven. Okay. There we go with that. You can go over there. You move here. Only one hug. What a crime. It's true. We deserve more hugs. Okay. Ah! Mike, you are too close for me to stretch. Jeez. You said to say your name and instead I just did it. I performed your name. I gave a slow yawn. There you go. Okay. Let's, oh yay! Hug for everyone! Yay! Everyone has only been hugged 4 times. Okay. Iktomi and the turtle. Here we go. The huntsman, the huntsman Patkasa, or there's a little brackets here, turtle, so I guess Patkasa means turtle, stood bent over a newly slain deer. The red-tipped arrow he drew from the wounded deer was unlike the arrows in his own quiver. Another stray shot had killed that deer. Ooh. Wow, that hits close to home. I don't know what that means, little lemon moat. Let me at Iktomi. Why are you at it? Why are you gonna... Why are we gonna go after Iktomi? We know he doesn't die. We know even when he's dead, he come back. But we'll see. We'll see what our turtle does. Okay. No-tipped arrow. Someone's stray shot had killed the deer. Patkasa had hunted all the morning without so much as spying an ordinary blackbird. At last returning homeward, tired and heavy-hearted that he had no meat for the hungry mouths in his wigwam, he walked slowly with downcast eyes. Kind ghosts pitied the unhappy hunter and led him to the newly slain deer that his children should not cry for food. When Patkasa stumbled upon the deer in his path, he exclaimed, "Good spirits have pushed me hither." Thus he leaned long over the gift of the friendly ghosts. "How, my friend?" said a voice behind his ear. Ooh, and a hand fell on his shoulder. It was not a spirit this time. It was old Iktomi. "How, Iktomi?" answered Patkasa, still stooping over the deer. "My friend, you are a skilled hunter," began Iktomi, smiling a thin smile which spread from one ear to the other. "Sounds like you guys are friends, Turtle and Iktomi, so put your knives away, Turtle boy." Okay. Suddenly raising up his head, Patkasa's black eyes twinkled as he asked, "Oh, you really say so?" "Yes, my friend, you are a skillful fellow. Now let us have a little contest. Let us see who can jump over the deer without touching a hair on his side," suggested Iktomi. "Why are you playing games, Iktomi?" Okay. "Oh, I fear I cannot do it," cried Patkasa, rubbing his funny, thick palms together. "Hello." "Have no coward's doubt, Patkasa. I say you are a skillful fellow who finds nothing hard to do." With these words, Iktomi led Patkasa a short distance away. In little puffs, Patkasa laughed uneasily. So we've got to add not rage puffs, but little uneasy laugh puffs. Okay, sorry. "Now you may jump first," said Iktomi. Patkasa, with doubled fists, swung his fat arms to and fro, all the while biting hard under his lip. Just before the run and leap, Iktomi put in, "Let the winner have the deer to eat." Dang it! It was too late now to say no. Patkasa was more afraid of being called a coward than of losing the deer. "Oh, whoa," he replied, still working his short arms. At length he started off on the run. So quick and small were his steps that he seemed to be kicking the ground only.
Then the leap. Patkasa tripped upon a stick and fell hard against the side of the deer. Oh no! Definitely am slow, getting nice and comfy now. Oh, I'm glad. Snuggle in. Okay, so Turtle didn't quite make it. He exclaimed Iktomi, pretending disappointment that his friend had fallen. Pretending disappointment. Phew. Lifting him to his feet, he said, "Now it is my turn to try the high jump." Hardly was the last word spoken than Iktomi gave a leap high above the deer. "The game is mine," laughed he, patting the sullen Patkasa on the back. "My friend, watch the deer while I go to bring my children," said Iktomi. "You have kids," said Iktomi, darting lightly through the tall grass. Patkasa was always ready. Oh no! Sorry, I yawned. Yes, I hope you get sleep. Sleep well, Pudgetator. Okay. Fetster, ho ho ho. Yes, little trick. Okay. Patkasa was always ready to believe the words of scheming people and to do the little favors anyone asked him. However, on this occasion, he did not answer, "Yes, my friend." He realized that Iktomi's flattering tongue had made him foolish. Ooh. He turned up his nose at Iktomi, now almost out of sight, as much as to say, "Oh no, Ikto, I do not hear your words." Soon there came a murmur of voices. The sound of laughter grew louder and louder. All of a sudden, it became hushed. Old Iktomi led his young Iktomi brood to the place where he had left the turtle, but it was vacant. Nowhere was there any sign of Patkasa or the deer. Then the babes did howl. "Be still," said Father Iktomi to his children. "I know where Patkasa lives. Follow me. I shall take you to the turtle's dwelling." He ran along a narrow footpath toward the creek nearby. Close upon his heels came his children with tear-streaked faces. "There," said Iktomi in a loud whisper as he gathered his little ones on the bank, "there is Patkasa broiling venison. There is his teepee, and the savory fire is in his front yard." Ooh. The young Iktomi stretched their necks and rolled their round black eyes like newly hatched birds. And they peered into the water. "Now I will cool Patkasa's fire. I shall bring you the broiled venison. Watch closely. When you see the black coals rise to the surface of the water, clap your hands and shout aloud, for soon after that sign I shall return to you with some tender meat." This has got some SpongeBob logic. You know, the turtle took the food underwater because that's where he lives. But problem, apparently he's cooking in the water with the fire. We couldn't dare make a yawn counter. Oh, a yawn counter for how many times I yawn? Yeah, it would be a lot within a week. It was a one-sided contest, lol. Nothing to win and everything to lose. Yes. And he snuck in that little, "Oh, and if you lose," at the very last second, like the trickster he is. I was thinking of doing this, lol. You can go ahead. We can figure out a yawn counter for me, but oh, I can feel it happening. It's gonna be a problem. The turtle is using lava to cook underwater. Ooh, Brian found the solution. Problem is, this is Lakota Sioux. I don't know how many underwater magma spouts, are happening in freaking South Dakota or something. But anyway, okay. Water in the fire. Okay. Following Minecraft, that'd make obsidian conspiracy music. I don't know what you're talking about. Conspiracy music louder. Okay. All right. So the little Iktomi babies are supposed to wait for the oh no, Rick. It's because you started calling out the yawning. They're supposed to wait till the stuff comes up and then he'll return. Clap your hands and shout aloud after the coals rise to the surface of the water. All right. Thus saying, Iktomi plunged into the creek. Splash, splash, the water leaped upward into spray. Scarcely had it become leveled and smooth than there bubbled up many black spots. The creek was seething with the dancing of round black things. The cooled fire, the coals. Maybe this is where the obsidian is. The cooled fire, the coals, laughed the brood of Iktomis. Clapping together their little hands, they chased one another along the edge of the creek. They shouted and hooted with great glee. Aha, said a gruff voice across the water. It was Patkasa, in a large willow tree leaning far over the water. He sat upon a large limb. On the very same branch was a bright burning fire, over which Patkasa broiled the venison. It seems like twice Iktomi has thought that, like, whatever water creature is cooking things under the water, and both times they're actually just in a tree above the water, and so maybe there's like, it's when he's like, there he is, it's just the reflection that he's not paying attention to. There's coal, so there goes the lava theory. the the trend seems to be that Iktomi gets tricked by reflections easily, so I kind of want to insert Iktomi would not understand a mirror. He's not understanding any of this, and I'm just loving it. Okay, by this time the water was calm again. No more danced those black spots on its surface, for they were the toes of old Iktomi. They were his toes? He was drowned. The Iktomi children hurried away from the creek, crying and calling for their water-dead father. Oh no! Oh no! Turtle boy, you got him! You did it! Oh, now I feel very bad every time I send a message. I mean, Yellowstone is a super volcano, so there is a possibility of magma veins. It is possible. I'm just like, I don't think there's a lot. I don't know where we're going to get it. There's Cole. Wonderful. He just needs glasses. Yep. So, Snap and Turtle. Yes. You got him, Turtle Boy. You got him. Wow. Ooh. I'm not seeing. Oh, this one is so short. I can see the entire story. I don't have to scroll. And I mean that in like, usually there's this weird, like the title, a big gap where I think ads are supposed to go, and then the story, and then at the end it refers back to the anthology, the book that it goes in. And this one I can see from the title all the way to the anthology. So I'm going to just go for it. We're going to run straight into this story. I'm sorry to make you wait, but this one is going to be very quick. It's called Dance in Bahrain Buffalo Skull. There we go. Tomi is about as smart as the bird outside my apartment that keeps pecking its reflection in my window. It seems so. He's got some good tricks, but then he's like really dull on some of the other things. He's so something. Okay, so dance in Buffalo Skull. It was night upon the prairie. Overhead the stars were twinkling bright their red and yellow lights. The moon was young, a silvery thread among the stars. It soon drifted low beneath the horizon. Upon the ground the land was pitchy black. There was night people on the plain who loved the dark. Amid the black level land they meet to frolic under the stars. Then, when their sharp ears hear any strange footfalls, nigh they scamper away into the deep shadows of night. Hear any strange footfalls nigh, they scamper away. Anyway. There they are safely hid from all strangers, they think. Ooh. Thus it was one very black night, afar off from the edge of the level land, out of the wooded river bottom glided forth two balls of fire. They came farther and farther into the level land. They grew larger and brighter. The dark hid the body of the creature with those fiery eyes. They came on and on, just over the tops of the prairie grass. It might have been a wild cat, prowling low on soft, stealthy feet. Slowly but surely the terrible eyes drew nearer and nearer to the heart of the level land. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Yes. Okay. There in a huge old buffalo skull was a gay feast and dance. Tiny little field mice were singing and dancing in a circle to the boom boom of a wee, wee drum. There's a little get the rat emotes in here right now. We found it. They're dancing in a buffalo skull, all the rats and mice. Okay. They were laughing and talking among themselves while their chosen singers sang loud a merry tune. They built a small open fire within the center of their queer dance house. Yeah, there you go. Oh no. The yawn counter is winning. Oh no. Okay. The light streamed out of the buffalo skull through all the curious sockets and holes. A light on the plain in the middle of the night was an unusual thing, but so merry were the mice they did not hear the king king of sleepy birds, disturbed by the unaccustomed fire. A pack of wolves, fearing to come nigh this night fire, stood together a little distance away, and turning their pointed noses to the stars, howled and yelped most dismally. Even the cry of the wolves was unheeded by the mice within the lighted buffalo skull. Starting to really doubt these old meanings. The gay party and the queer skull. Yeah. Okay. All right. They were feasting and dancing. They were singing and laughing. Those funny little furry fellows. It's a furry party. All the while, across the dark, from out the low river bottom, came that pair of fiery eyes. Now closer and more swift, now fiercer and glaring, the eyes moved toward the buffalo skull. All unconscious of those fearful eyes, the happy mice nibbled at dry roots and venison. The singers had started another song. The drummers beat the time, turning their heads from side to side in rhythm. In a ring around the fire hopped the mice, each bouncing hard on his two hind feet. Some carried their tails over their arms, while others trailed them proudly along. Cute. Ah, very near are those round yellow eyes. Very low to the ground they seem to creep toward the buffalo skull. All of a sudden they slide into the eye sockets of the old skull. Spirit of the buffalo, squeaked a frightened mouse as he jumped out from a hole in the back part of the skull. A cat! A cat! Cried the other mice as they scrambled out of holes both large and snug. Noiseless, they ran away into the dark. The end. This feels like a very just little side story. The mice dance in a buffalo skull and a cat comes creeping up and then, scatter! But that one was cute. It's so cute. Just a little story. Okay. Now to humming. Oh no. The yawn count would only grow forever. Could see there was a panic at the disco. A little bit. Okay. We're starting with humming this. All right.
Adjust, adjust. Oh, brain. Yeah, whoever thought of yawn count? It would be a full-time job. Once upon a time, I didn't yawn just exorbitantly through streams, but now I do. Okay. Look at the little spitted tater. Wow, gotta meet that 100 yawn goals for stream. I freaking could. It would take a bit of effort, but I could. Okay. Has no breath in me. No wonder I am having troubles with yawning. I would probably benefit. Oh no! I said it and it came true like Beetlejuice. I would probably benefit from a different sitting arrangement as well. If I stood up while I streamed, I would not yawn as much. But then I would be standing for 3 hours plus. Anyway, okay. Oh no, that one got me. I sorry. Okay. Woo. I go to card dealing now. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead, set that up. Okay. Ooh. There was card dealing, and now paper guillotine number 1. And we'll have to do paper guillotine number 2 another time because I don't like to do them back to back. But here we go. Moving everything one more time to get this. Noisy Mike. And there you go with the paper guillotine number 1. We'll do another one. My mic or my headphones are betraying me. Okay. Alright. Readjust again. Do we have any other redeems before the next story? Or are we going straight to it? I'm happy to go to story. The next story is called The Toad and the Boy. So, you can go read about Toad. Oh, bubble wrap. That sounds like a good one. I'm here for this bubble wrap. Okay. Aw, slow yawn. We'll do your bubble wrap. You will do your paper guillotine after. So we did somebody else's. Then we'll do that one next time. Okay. We'll do bubble wrap, singing bowl, and then story, and then we can do the paper guillotine, I think. Unless people have more redeems. But I think that will be planned. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I just realized, freaking thing. Trying to not make my freaking thing button. Okay. Okay, there is our bubble wraps done. Okay, I will do singing bowl and hydrate. I'll hydrate real quick. We'll do singing bowl and then the story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not swinging. Sing. All right. And that was our singing bowl. Okay. All right. Now we will move on to the next story. Oh, what is that? Well, that's 10 bits, but it's a heart. How did you make it look like a heart? That's so cute. Oh, thank you very much. My freaking voice right now. Ah, well, we got some money, Frog, so we better drop some, or we got some money, so we better drop some money, Frogs. There you go. Come on, Raven. Thank you very much, Brian. That's so nice of you. Thank you. Yay, little frog party. Money frog, money. Cage! Cage, what did we talk about? Cage. I feel like I shouldn't even cheer your money frog, because you know better right now. Cage! But okay, money frogs. I'm guessing that because it's a 50 that it was a leftover, yeah. But heck and heck. Alright. Thank you, sweet friends. Thank you. I appreciate the bits. Thank you. How do you make them look like a little heart, though? That's so cute. I love the little, like, they've got some cool design to be those little, like, gem things. But it's like, you can make it a unicorn and a corgo. Oh my goodness. Turtle boy, thank you very much. But mostly thank you for showing me how you do that. That's so cool.
It's show love. Yeah, but I physically don't know how that works. I don't know yet. But wow, those are so cool. Thank you. To make it hard, like you type that in when you're working on it. That's cool. But wow, and you can make it a uni or a corgo. That's so cool. There's a customized cheer button next to it as well if you can't remember the shortcuts. Well, there you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, there's the answer. Well, yeah, okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much for those. That is very nice of you. Definitely unnecessary, but thank you. Thank you, everybody, for doing the money frogs drops for them, because we support. They're very nice. All right. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I'm going to go to the next story. We're going to do The Toad and the Boy. Yes, The Toad and the Boy. Yes, that is the name. So I'll just write that out. I don't know how many times I had to have a typing error there, but okay. The Toad and the Boy. And after that, I'll have to run an ad. And then we'll wrap. Yeah, we won't need to do any more after that because it's not too long. Okay. The waterfowls were flying over the marshy lakes. It was now the hunting season. Indian men with bows and arrows were wading waist deep amid the wild rice. Nearby, within their wigwams, the wives were roasting wild duck and making their down pillows. Free typing ASMR, yes. But for the proper trigger, I bring it closer and I type more and all that. Yeah. Okay, but the wives were roasting wild duck and making down pillows. Cool, cool, cool. They're plucking and using those feathers for the fancy pillows. Okay. In the largest teepee sat a young mother wrapping red porcupine quills about the long fringes of a buckskin cushion. Ugh, I want more porcupine quill stuffs. So pretty. Anyway. Beside her lay a black-eyed baby boy, cooing and laughing. Reaching and kicking upward with his tiny hands and feet, he played with the dangling strings of his heavy beaded bonnet, hanging empty on a tent pole above him. At length the mother laid aside her red quills and white sinew threads. The babe fell fast asleep. Leaning on one hand and softly whispering a lullaby, she threw a light cover over her baby. It was almost time for the return of her husband. Remembering there were no willow sticks for the fire, she quickly girdled her blanket tight about her waist. With a short-handled axe slipped through her belt, she hurried away toward the wooded ravine. She was strong and swung an axe as skillfully as any man. Her loose buckskin dress was made for such freedom. Soon carrying easily a bundle of long willows on her back, a loop of rope over both her shoulders, she came striding homeward. Near the entrance, she stooped low, at once shifting the bundle to the right, and with both hands lifting the noose from over her head. Having thus dropped the wood on the ground, she disappeared into her teepee. In a moment she came running out again, crying, "My son, my little son is gone!" Her keen eyes swept east and west and all around her. There was nowhere any sign of the child. Running with clenched fists to the nearest teepees, she called, "Has anyone seen my baby? He is gone. My little son is gone." "Hinu, Hinu," exclaimed the women, rising to their feet and rushing out of their wigwams. "We have not seen your child. What has happened?" queried the women. With great tears in her eyes, the mother told her story. "We will search with you," they said to her as she started off. They met the returning husbands, who turned about and joined in the hunt for the missing child. Along the shore of the lakes, among the high-grown reeds, they looked in vain. He was nowhere to be found. After many days and nights, the search was given up.
it was sad indeed to hear the mother wailing aloud for her little son. Frickin' sad. It was growing late in the autumn. The birds were flying high toward the south. The teepees around the lakes were gone, save one lonely dwelling. Till the winter snow covered the ground and ice covered the lakes, the wailing woman's voice was heard from that solitary wigwam. From some far distance was also the sound of the father's voice singing a sad song. So everybody else, they're traveling as they do, but these two aren't leaving till they find their kid. It's so sad. Thus 10 summers and as many winters have come and gone since the strange disappearance of the little child. Every autumn with the hunters came the unhappy parents of the lost baby to search again for him. Toward the latter part of the 10th season, when, one by one, the teepees were folded and the families went away from the lake region, the mother walked again along the lake shore weeping. One evening, across the lake from where the crying woman stood, a pair of black eyes peered at her through the tall reeds and wild rice. A little boy stopped from his play among the tall grasses. His long, loose hair hanging down his brown back and shoulders was carelessly tossed from his round face. So, his long hair on his back and shoulders was carelessly tossed from around his face. "Oh, don't worry, Scooby Bobby. I don't keep attendance. You're okay, and the VOD is up on YouTube, so you can go watch if you want." Okay. Oh, terrible Riz reading. Terrible. Oh, no. No. You'll get a better number another time, or a different one of the numbers. But okay. So there he is. He wore a loincloth of woven sweet grass. Crouching low to the marshy ground, he listened to the wailing voice. As the voice grew hoarse and only sobs shook the slender figure of the woman, the eyes of the wild boy grew dim and wet. "Oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh, 'cause your love is so bad. Oh, no. That is awful. That is a really bad number. If you have a bad roll, you are officially cursed. You are cursed today. I'm sure you'll get it back another day, but wow." Or even another 18. There you go. See, you never get all bad numbers. You get something good. Okay. Sorry. Alright, so it sounds like the little boy somehow was just like outside. I don't know what happened to him, but he's here in the reeds now. At length, when the moaning ceased, he sprang to his feet and ran like a nymph with swift outstretched toes. He rushed into a small hut of reeds and grasses. Mother, mother, tell me what voice it was I heard which pleased my ears but made my eyes grow wet," said he, breathless. "Hans, son," grunted a big, ugly toad, "it was the voice of a weeping woman you heard. My son, do not say you like it. Do not tell me it brought tears to your eyes. You have never heard me weep. I can please your ear and break your heart. Listen," replied the great old toad. Oh no. Sounds like the toad stole the boy and is raising the boy as her own. Now she's trying to convince him. No, you don't like them. Please. Oh, thank you for head pat. Okay. She said, "Listen." Stepping outside, she stood by the entranceway. She was old and badly puffed out. She had reared a large family of little toads, but none of them had aroused her love, nor ever grieved her. She had heard the wailing human voice and marveled at the throat which produced the strange sound. Now, in her great desire to keep the stolen boy a while longer, yes, stolen boy, she ventured to cry as the Dakota woman does. In a gruff, coarse voice, she broke forth, "Hin, doe skin, hin, ermine, hin, red blanket with white border." Okay. Not knowing what the syllables of a Dakota's cry are the names of loved ones gone, the ugly toad mother sought to please the boy's ear with the names of valuable articles. Oh, gosh. Little dum-dum. Having shrieked
in a torturing voice and mouthed extravagant names, the old toad rolled her tearless eyes with great satisfaction. Hopping back into her dwelling, she asked, "My son, did my voice bring tears to your eyes? Did my words bring gladness to your ears? Do you not like my wailing better?" "No, no," pouted the boy with some impatience. "I want to hear the woman's voice. Tell me, mother, why the human voice stirs all my feelings." The toad mother said within her breast, "The human child has heard and seen his real mother. I cannot keep him longer, I fear. Oh no, I cannot give away the pretty creature I have taught to call me mother all these many winters." "Mother," went on the child voice, "tell me one thing. Tell me why my little brothers and sisters are all unlike me." The big ugly toad, looking at her pudgy children, said, "The eldest is always best." This reply quieted the boy for a while. Very closely watched the old toad mother, her stolen human son. When by chance he started off alone, she shoved out one of her own children after him, saying, "Do not come back without your big brother." Thus the wild boy with the long loose hair sits every day on a marshy inland hid among the tall reeds. But he is not alone. Always at his feet hops a little toad brother. One day an Indian hunter, wading in the deep waters, spied the boy. He had heard of the baby stolen long ago. "This is he," murmured the hunter to himself as he ran to his wigwam. "I saw among the tall reeds a black-haired boy at play," shouted he to the people. At once the unhappy father and mother cried out, "'Tis he, our boy!" Quickly he led them to the lake. Peeping through the wild rice, he pointed with unsteady finger toward the boy playing all unawares. "'Tis he, 'tis he!" cried the mother, for she knew him. In silence the hunter stood aside while the happy father and mother caressed their baby boy grown tall. "Oh, it had the happy ending at least. Oh my goodness. Little story, you break our heart. Goodness. Okay. The boy and the toad, or the toad and the boy. There you go. Ooh. Aya or Ia the camp eater is the next one. Ooh. Should be interesting. But alright. We have paper guillotine again to do. Whoop 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 whoop. Paper guillotine. Alright. Here goes. Don't fall apart. And now we'll do card dealing. Ah.
good news, Scooby Bobby, is that that's when my stream usually ends, so you won't miss out. But, yeah, unfortunately we'll be wrapping up in about 15. Ooh, noisy mic and arm. Ugh. It's doing alright. Okay. There was our card dealing, and yes, that means that you have actually been able to watch an entire stream. That's awesome. Most often, people do have to come and go, and that is perfectly good. So that's pretty cool. We got to hang around. Oh, look at you over there dancing. They're dancing. I want to join the party. Let's all dance. Let's all just have a singular dancing frog. Dancing, and dancing, and dancing. You half broke the rule with that bongo. But if you're dancing, and if you're dancing, okay. They're dancing. Yay, keep going. Thanks, Turtle Boy. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. That is so weird. Turtle Boy's emote didn't happen in the one stream, but it did in the other. Does anybody see that? Or it just was delayed, maybe? Looks like it got weirdly delayed. Oh, that's funny. Okay, sorry. Okay. Alright, I'll do a hydrate. I'll do scissor snips. For use. And then I'll do story. And then, yes, we go on. It might be a last story. It might. But we'll probably have time for a couple more redeems after. Thank you for hydrate. Here go scissor snips. Oh goodness, I never changed that over. Okay. Or I had changed it over and then I changed it back. I don't know. I has bad memory. Okay, here we go. Snippy snips. All right, there was scissors. Okay. Whoop. And now, ooh, this next story. And this one, right? Iya or Aya. I'm gonna say it's Iya, probably. Iya. Camp eater. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm gonna do it like this. Iya. Well, no. I will be as fair to the writings as it is. Sometimes it's interesting how people choose to capitalize or not different things. Okay. Iya the camp eater. Curious how this will go. Alright. Ooh, dancing stick man. That's cool. Little rainbow stick man. Okay. From the tall grass came the voice of a crying babe. The huntsmen who were passing nigh heard and halted. The tallest one among them hastened toward the high grass with long, cautious strides. He waded through the growth of green with just a head above it all, suddenly exclaiming, "Hun!" I'm not sure how to say it, or maybe hunhi, but anyway, I feel like that what I said fits because it says he dropped out of sight. And that sounds like he would just okay. He dropped out of sight. In another instant, he held up in both his hands a tiny little baby wrapped in soft brown buckskins. Ooh. Different baby that we found, I am assuming? Okay. "Oh-ho! A wood child," cried the men, for they were hunting along the wooded river bottom where this babe was found. "Everybody got a dancer." I love the toothless dance. Everybody dancing. But then the one scream from Scooby Bobby, that's a bit much. Ah! Okay, sorry. They were hunting the wooded river bottom where the baby was found. Oh no. Okay, whoops. While the hunters were questioning whether or no they should carry it home, the wee Indian baby kept up his little howl. "His voice is strong," said one. "At times it sounds like an old man's voice," whispered a superstitious fellow who feared some bad spirit hid in the small child to cheat them by and by. "Let us take it to our wise chieftain," at length they said, and the moment Oh, I just realized that an ad would have been running. I'm so sorry, people. Who couldn't hear the story because of the ad? I'm gonna quickly summarize. Tall grass, crying baby sounds. Huntsmen pass by and listen. One of them picks it up. It's a baby. They say, "Oh, it's a baby." And they found it in the woods. And then the baby keeps crying, and the baby's voice is strong, and the one guy that's pretty superstitious and maybe thinks that it's a spirit that is hiding in the small child to cheat them says, "It sounds like an old man sometimes." Okay, let us take it to our wise chieftain, at length they said, and the moment they started toward the campground, the strange wood child ceased to cry. Ooh, okay, so it does like that it's being brought home. Maybe the superstitious fellow is on the nose. We'll see. Beside the chieftain's teepee waited the hunters while the tall man entered with the child. How, nodded the kind-faced chieftain, listening to the queer story. Then, rising, he took the infant in his strong arms. Gently he laid the black-eyed babe in his daughter's lap. "This is to be your little son," said he, smiling. "Yes, father," she replied. Pleased with the child, she smoothed the long black hair fringing his round brown face. "Tell the people that I give a feast and dance this day for the naming of my daughter's little son," bade the chieftain. In the meanwhile, among the men waiting by the entranceway, one said in a low voice, "I have heard that bad spirits come as little children into a camp which they mean to destroy." This would be our superstitious man, I think. No, let us not be overcautious. It would be cowardly to leave a baby in the wild wood where prowl the hungry wolves," answered an elderly man. The tall man, they call him the tall man, the one that went into the tall grass, because only he could be seen up above the tall grass. But anyway, okay.
Tall Man now came out of the chieftain's tepee. With a word, he sent them to their dwellings, half running with joy. "A feast, a dance for the naming of the chieftain's grandchild," cried he in a loud voice to the village people. "What? What?" asked they in great surprise, holding a hand to the ear to catch the words of the crier. There was a momentary silence among the people while they listened to the ringing voice of the man who walked in the center ground. Then broke forth a rippling, laughing babble among the cone-shaped teepees. Ugh. All were glad to hear of the chieftain's grandson. They were happy to attend the feast and dance for its naming. With excited fingers they twisted their hair into glossy braids and painted their cheeks with bright red paint. To and fro hurried the women, handsome in their gala day dress. Men in loose deerskins with long tinkling metal fringes. Ooh, they got the tinkle dresses going. They strode in small numbers toward the center of the round campground. Here, underneath a temporary shade house of green leaves, they were to dance and feast. The children in deerskins and paints, just like their elders, were jolly little men and women. Beside their eager parents, they skipped along toward the green dance house. Here, seated in a large circle, sorry. Here, seated in a large circle. The people were assembled. There it is. The proud chieftain rose with a little baby in his arms. The noisy hum of voices was hushed. Not a tinkling of metal fringe broke the silence. The crier came forward to greet the chieftain, then bent attentively over the small babe, listening to the words of the chieftain. When he paused, the crier spoke aloud to the people. "This woodland child is adopted by the chieftain's eldest daughter. His name is Chaska. He wears the title of the eldest son. In honor of Chaska, the chieftain gives this feast and dance. These are the words of him you see holding a baby in his arms." Yes. "Yes, yes, Hinu, how?" came from the circle. At once the drummers beat softly and slowly their drum while the chosen singers hummed together to find the common pitch. The beat of the drum grew louder and faster. The singers burst forth in a lively tune. Then the drum beats subsided and faintly marked the rhythm of the singing. Here and there bounced up men and women, both young and old. They danced and sang with merry, light hearts. Then came the hour of feasting. Late into the night, the air of the campground was alive with the laughing voices of women and the singing in unison of young men. Within her father's tepee sat the chieftain's daughter. Proud of her little one, she watched over him asleep in her lap. Gradually, a deep quiet stole over the campground as one by one the people fell into pleasant dreams. Now all the village was still. Alone sat the beautiful young mother watching the babe in her lap, asleep with a gaping little mouth. Amid the quiet of the night, her ear heard the far-off hum of many voices. The faint sound of murmuring people was in the air. Upward she glanced at the smoke hole of the wigwam and saw a bright star peeping down upon her. Spirits in the air above? She wondered. Yet there was no sign to tell her of their nearness. The fine small sound of voices grew larger and nearer. "Father, rise, I hear the coming of some tribe, hostile or friendly, I cannot tell. Rise and see," whispered the young woman. "Yes, my daughter," answered the chieftain, springing to his feet. Though asleep, his ear was ever alert. Thus rushing out into the open, he listened for strange sounds. With an eagle eye, he scanned the campground for some sign. Returning, he said, "My daughter, I heard nothing and see no sign of evil nigh." "Oh, the sound of many voices comes up from the earth about me," exclaimed the young mother. Bending low over her babe, she gave ear to the ground. Horrified was she to find the mysterious sound came out of the open mouth of her sleeping child. Ugh! "Why, so unlike other babes," she cried within her heart as she slipped him gently from her lap to the ground. "Mother, listen and tell me if this child is an evil spirit come to destroy our camp," she whispered loud. Placing an ear close to the open baby mouth, the chieftain and his wife, each in turn, heard the voices of a great camp. The singing of men and women, the beating of the drum, the rattling of deer hoofs strung like bells on a string.
These were the sounds they heard. "We must go away," said the chieftain, leading them into the night. Out in the open he whispered to the frightened young woman, "Aya, the camp eater has come in the guise of a babe. Had you gone to sleep, he would have jumped out into his own shape and would have devoured our camp. He is a giant with spindling legs. He cannot fight, for he cannot run. He is powerful only in the night with his tricks. We are safe as soon as day breaks." Then, moving closer to the woman, he whispered, "If he wakes now, he will swallow the whole tribe with one hideous gulp. Come, we must flee with our people." Thus, creeping from teepee to teepee, a secret alarm signal was given. At midnight the teepees were gone, and there was left no sign of the village save heaps of dead ashes. Good job to get out of here, I guess. So quietly had the people folded their wigwams and bundled their tent poles that they slipped away unheard by the sleeping Aya babe. When the morning sun arose, the babe awoke. Seeing himself deserted, he threw off his baby form in a hot rage. Wearing his own ugly shape, his huge body toppled to and fro, from side to side on a pair of thin legs too small for their burden. Though with every move he came dangerously nigh to falling, he followed in the trail of the fleeing people. "I shall eat you in the sight of a noonday sun," cried Aya in his vain rage, when he spied them encamped beyond a river. By some unknown cunning he swam the river and sought his way toward the teepees. "Hin, hin," he grunted and growled. With perspiration beading his brow, he strove to wiggle his slender legs beneath his giant form. "Ha, ha," laughed all the village people to see Aya made foolish with anger. "Such spindle legs cannot stand to fight by daylight," shouted the brave ones who were terror-struck in the night before by the name Aya. So the same ones that were terrified night before were now being brave. Warriors with long knives rushed forth and slew the camp-eater. Lo, there rose out of the giant a whole Indian tribe, their campground, their teepees in a large circle, and the people laughing and dancing. "We are glad to be freed," said these strange people. Thus Aya was killed, and no more are the campgrounds in danger of being swallowed up in a single night time. The end. Ooh. Well, all right. With that, I wrap up my stream. So let's all get going. Let's give it those. I have someone we've not rated before. Ooh. Yes, please. Let's go. I will have to run away immediately, but yes, let's do that. All right. Do. Ow, what was that? Okay. We're going to head out. We'll raid over. I, for one, am not going to be able to stay. Potato. Ooh. Oh, we got on top of each other. Okay. Trying to copy with all the message. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for joining. We're just gonna go ahead. Oh, I'm going to send back these goodies. Keep your points. I will get myself moving, but thank you very much for those reminders. All right. Abandoned bad dragon toy. Thank you. Thank you, though. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciated all the loves at the start, especially, and then it's always fun to read these stories. So I'm very glad. And then let's go potato. There we are. So let's all run away. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. I'm doing SCP recommended stories tonight. And then I am done for a few days. I'll see you again my Sunday. But anyway, okay. Ooh. I will wait just a tiny bit more. Okay, there you go. Was in an ad. But okay, here we go. Do. We are going to raid in if I can pull it off. Ready now! Alright. We go.
go. Yes, alright. Thank you. Bye bye.